Let me ask you a question.
Yes.
Do you think AI could do this show? And would anybody notice at this point?
I don't want to answer that question. I think people would start to realize that we are much more enthusiastic than we should be.
Yeah, they never sometimes phoning it in. Silicone.
Oh, so you can bench with it?
So I don't get degloved.
Like the girl in the Final Destination: Bloodlines.
Yeah.
Degloved.
It's the worst possible thing to name that. I guess skin sloughing is worse.
I will say I did enjoy Kevin Kline in DeGlovely, the grotesque biopic of Cole Porter.
Yeah. It started nice. We're like, oh, he wrote some nice... Whoa!
He wrote some clever songs. He was gay, and his whole hand came off.
Hey, Damon, what are we doing? What show is this?
This show, thank you for asking me. I'm usually good at this. Welcome to You're in a Child's an Idiot, the podcast where we look back on media from our childhood and wonder if it was any good to begin with. I'm Damon.
I'm DJ.
Yes.
And it's Pride Month, so I'm dancing.
I don't know if you got the news, Deej. We're both in Tennessee, so it's not Pride Month.
Oh, Nuclear Family Month.
Nuclear Family Month. Or, as I assume most of the people who voted for Nuclear Family Month, Nuclear Family Month.
Why can I only picture the three-eyed fish from The Simpsons? It always blinks in succession.
I love it.
It was great.
So I'm going to do a gay movie, a sodomite movie.
Gay. So gay.
So gay. It's going to be a musical.
Okay. I'm back in. I was out because I hate the gays, but a musical because I actually like the gays.
It's a real complicated feeling you have. This is a movie that came out while I was in college and was a favorite of people when I was in college.
Okay.
I think it was a stage play converted into a movie, and then after was reconverted. No, not the word, but it was put back. It was put back on stage. Neil Patrick Harris was in it for one run. Taye Diggs was the title character for another run. There is iconic hair in this movie.
Hairspray?
No.
Okay.
No. How dare you?
I love it.
This is actually one that has not penetrated. I was going to say permeated, but I wanted to make everyone uncomfortable.
Yeah.
This is the one that has not penetrated straight culture as much, but is a favorite in queer, as they call it on.
Can you give me something else? What?
Yeah. We have let's see. People who are in this movie.
I was gonna say, yeah, those folks that you mentioned are not in the movie. They played on Broadway.
Yeah,
or something?
They're not in this movie.
Okay. Super helpful for me when we're talking about the movie.
The biggest star in this movie is Andrea Martin of SCTV.
Is this Mamma Mia?
Who I saw
bigger than Meryl Streep. I just remembered Meryl Streep is in Mamma Mia.
Hey, Andrea Martin is Martin Short's sister-in-law, and Martin Short has been romantically linked, but has not been confirmed to be dating Meryl Streep.
Okay, I feel like a million gays are yelling at me right now. Can you
as usual
help me bring it home?
Which is not unusual for this show
because I have no idea what we're talking about.
We are going to be watching
Sing a song.
Hedwig.
And
the Angry Inch.
I am so excited because I have never seen this in any capacity. I only know its title, which is a great title.
It's a good starting point for knowing whether or not you've seen a movie, is knowing its title. So you can then research further.
Judge a movie by its title is the name of the game. No, this is about a fake band, right? Or not a fake band, a fictional band. A fake band. You know what I mean.
Is any band real, though?
Yeah.
Yes, it is. The name of the band is Hedwig and the Angry Inch.
That checks out.
Led by a trans woman who had a botched gender-affirming surgery and was left with an angry inch.
Oh.
Deal with that.
Wow.
We're going to be dealing with that. Andrea Martin is it. She plays Phyllis Stein, their manager.
Nice.
I'm trying to think if there are any other celebrities in this at all.
Am I going to recognize Andrew
John
Martin?
Cameron Mitchell plays Hedwig. He also wrote the stage
Andrew
play.
Martin.
And I think he directed this as well.
Oh, wow.
I'm not looking at anything. What year is it? 2003?
2001.
Ooh, 9/11.
John Cameron Mitchell. I don't know who that is. I like looking at him. Stephen Trask.
Yeah, he's in the band. He's in the fake band.
Michael Pitt.
Michael Pitt is someone you might
Shore.
recognize from Things.
This is not. Ooh.
No,
that.
Kevin Spacey is in it. Bill Cosby has a cameo.
Okay.
Now,
Wait.
I don't want you to get confused. We are not watching a movie about Harry Potter's owl. I want you to know that.
Okay. He's the angry owl.
John Cameron Mitchell, I mean, he's directed a lot of other things. He directed Short Bus, which is a movie I like. He also directed, do you remember that movie with Nicole Kidman where her kid died and then she starts like having a friendly relationship with the teenager who accidentally ran over her child?
Oh my God, no.
I think it's called Rabbit Hole or White Rabbit.
Jesus Christ.
White bunny
What?
time.
Okay, I totally just skipped over the fact that you said that who appears in this? Kevin Spacey and Bill Cosby.
No, they are not in this.
Okay.
They are not in this. I was just, you were making a little face, and I just wanted to comment that.
I like that I just
all
skipped
these
right over
problematic
that.
people were in it. None of those people are in it.
No,
It says here that Rosie O'Donnell is in this. That can't be right.
Huh?
She's listed in the cast list. I wonder if she just produced it or
my
something.
face was that I don't recognize any of these people, and I was being like, "Ooh," not necessarily that
You were grimacing at Kevin Spacey.
I was grimacing
being
at them.
And Kevin Spacey is the angry inch.
Somebody's got to. I
remember.
Did this start? Yeah, please continue. I have no connection to this movie, so I'm going to need.
I just remember this came out while I was in college, and all my gay friends got into it slowly. Like it sort of slowly, forcing people to sit down and watch the movie, and it became a thing.
Okay.
And so we're going to watch that.
And was it like immediately you liked it? What was your relationship to the movie?
I was on the fence about it, but it grew on me. I liked the songs in it, and I think the story eventually won me over, or maybe it was the other way around.
Yeah,
I am curious what you'll think about the music because it leans more towards like a rock, musical.
I'm excited.
Like Rock of Ages. You're a big fan of Rock of Ages, right?
I've also never seen that.
With Tom Cruise, you were always saying you've got that back tattoo with Tom Cruise in character from Rock of Ages.
I just thought it looked cool. I saw the poster and I was like, I don't even need to see that movie. Just put it on there. Slap it on my back. I'm excited to watch this because I have no every time it comes up, I'm like, that's a thing, and I don't even know what that is.
It's a fun movie. I remember. I mean, I don't think I've seen it for maybe 10 or 15 years. It is a fun movie in that it uses a lot of different styles of filmmaking. There's an animated sequence. There's I'm trying to remember. Yeah, it's very over the top. A lot of the songs, even if they're performed in the scene, they become big anthemic, concert style songs. There's also a funny running gag where Hedwig is performing in a chain of seafood restaurants because she can't get any other venues. So she is just performing on top of tables in a Long John Silver's style fast food restaurant.
That's great.
But eventually she wins over all of the patrons, and they start to become they start following her like the Grateful Dead. You start seeing the same patrons at different shows. No, this is fun. I haven't seen it in ages. I think that's why I'm having trouble remembering specific plot points. But it is a fun musical. And especially in those late those 2000s musicals, I think of Chicago is like that where where they really go all out on the stage numbers, and there's not an urge to keep it in the scene. It they go all out.
Let it be kind of fantastic in a literal way. Yeah. Cool. Well, we're going to watch Hedwig and the Angry Inch from 2001, the film version. Watch along with us. I'm a guitarist by trade, so I'll start the music and you do the lyrics. Great.
Hey, ho, Patreon, hey, ho, .com, hey, ho, / hey, ho, your child's an idiot. Hey, ho.
Charming.
Thank you.
I feel like
/ gets its own bar.
What I like about that is that you introduce the fact that, you know, you're showing you're a musician. You're like, playing your own. But you're also like, you're coming into your own while you sing the songs, you know? You're kind of describing your character development. I like musicals because they just sing how they're feeling instead of acting through it.
Yeah. I also, absolutely. It also progresses the plot forward while also giving you color about the characters.
Patreon.com/Your Child's an Idiot. Where else are you going to get that? Except from any musical, I guess.
Basic definition of, aside from looking up the definition of a musical.
Would you like to recap this movie, Damon?
I would. I just forgot. Every time you tell me to recap a movie I've brought to the table, I am always surprised that we recap the movies at all.
I like to trick you.
Thank you. This is the story of, what did you say?
I said I'm a little stinker.
You are a little stinker. And you hold that cigar in your mouth and you sort of tap it and you've got that big lollipop. And I'm like, too many props. Deej. Do the Coco Chanel thing and just look and take one away. This is a story of Hedwig and her backup band, the Angry Inch. Hedwig is a German immigrant who grew up in East Germany on the other side of the wall, which is a metaphor.
Oh.
And
didn't even pick up on
that. An American GI who mistook her initially for a girl, found that she wasn't a girl, but was still interested in engaging with her sexually. And they started having a relationship, and then they, in order to sort of emigrate out of the country, did I use that right? I've already used immigrant and emigrate.
Listen, I'd love to tell you, let me just inform you on the difference of those. I'm looking up something completely different. So just continue.
You're just keeping the rhythm of the podcast going. And so in order to emigrate, he takes his mother's passport with her permission and medically transitions, gets gender affirming surgery, although that may not be the proper term in this particular case. As we'll get into, I'm sure. Anyway, and then starts her life as Hedwig. Luther, her husband, eventually leaves her for another guy, straight up guy this time. And then she starts a relationship with Tommy Gnosis, a young Christian Peter Frampton in America and Boston and Kansas enthusiast. Who then they start writing their songs together, and then Tommy Gnosis steals other songs and becomes a huge rock star. And that's sort of, we find that all out in flashback, but the movie starts with them, Hedwig and her Angry Inch, her backup band, playing in bilge waters across this country, which is sort of like a Long John Silver's style restaurant, maybe a little upscale.
Yeah, with a buffet.
Yeah, like a Red Lobster style place. But she's following
Red
Tommy
Lobster
Gnosis
now,
to
not Red
all
Lobster in
his,
the 90s.
Absolutely, falling apart. The lobster signage might fall on you. All you can eat shrimp, though, either way. She's following Tommy Gnosis around and playing in the cities he's playing in as sort of like a spiteful power dynamic.
As we call it, stock touring.
That's right.
Yeah.
And sort of the plan is, at least according to Phyllis Stein, played by the delightful Andrea Martin, is to try and get, while they've filed a lawsuit against Tommy Gnosis, and the plan is to get a picture of them together, so to prove that they know each other and to prove they have an established relationship, and then, hopefully that'll bolster their claims that these are Hedwig's songs, not Tommy's. We follow them all over the country. We start to see that, the people at the bilge waters are starting to become like deadheads for Hedwig and following her around. We go to the Menzies Fair, a very Lilith Fair style event where she's always by the bathrooms. That's the other joke I always love.
They're on the ninth stage.
They're on the ninth stage, right by the Porta-Johns. And I don't know. I've sort of jumped all over the place, but eventually she does run into Tommy Gnosis after her band falls apart, and it's proven that they are together and were in a relationship at one point, and that Tommy stole all their songs. And then Hedwig gets everything she wants. Or does she?
Wow.
Yeah, she's on the cover of Time Out as one of the 100 coolest people around or whatever. But has fame destroyed her? Because, her relationship with her bassist?
Husband, guitarist.
Yitzhak is falling apart because Yitzhak wants to sort of do his own things and also might be trans, and his identity is sort of being kept from blossoming by Hedwig's controlling nature. And now that's falling apart, and Hedwig won't let him do his own thing and play his own music, which includes apparently doing Rent on a cruise ship. Anyway, eventually Hedwig realizes sometimes you got to let go of some of these things, discards the Hedwig persona, and sort of becomes Hansel again, detransitions, perhaps, and also writes some new songs rather than the Tommy Gnosis songs, and comes into her own, and then walks down an alley naked. That was all over the place. But what do you think of that?
It was a good job. I think we should have started with a spoiler alert that
I was going to be recapping the entire movie.
John Cameron Mitchell has a foin ass.
Oh, it's a foin ass.
Yeah. We could see it a couple times, but especially at the end.
I feel like it's only appropriate to call it a tushy.
It is kind of a tushy.
Tushy.
By the way, just apropos of nothing, I was going to tell you this earlier, but emigrate is like when you're leaving. Immigrate is when you're entering. So
then I think I did it right.
I think you did it right.
He's a German immigrant to American, and he had to emigrate out of Germany.
East.
I'd like to thank Mr. Nelm's geography? No. History and social studies classes for teaching me all about the social studies, I think is what
Geology, I think it was. Yeah.
That's where I learned about emigrant, and cleavage, rock cleavage.
Because this is a musical, I want to start with the songs. I feel like we always get to the songs later. But this is
let's start with the songs.
I was kind of worried about. I don't know if I did a great job on catching all the songs and song titles, but I think the highlights. I really think these are generally bops and bangers. So
I was curious what you would think about them while I was watching.
I think writing a musical, this is maybe, not a traditional musical, but it is pure musical in the sense that like they're telling the story through the songs in both the lyrics, but also visually. We talked about that in the intro a bit. Like one of the songs has like a lot of animation. There's some other, like each song gets a music video, which I think is really cool. It's a really cool way to do it. And
it does catch you up on their story in an interesting way, but also catches you up on her career. Yeah. And so when you meet Tommy Gnosis, which is like maybe halfway through the movie, when you finally see this person, you're like, this fucker is the one that took all the songs.
Well, and you get sneak previews of that because you hear like she gets upset when she hears Tommy's version of a song you've now heard of hers. So I think that's cool because we start with a very confident performance, but you see also like the frayed edges of it. They're like her and Yitzhak are kind of like tussling on stage in a way that's not super friendly. You see like the empty crowd, but it's also like extremely confident performer, and it's a bop. So that's Tear Me Down. So the song,
the first song.
We get Origin of Love, which is a song that kind of starts. It's a classic. Like I think this is probably one of the bigger emotional songs of the movie because we also come back to it. It's also, I was familiar with Mika's Origin of Love, which is an album and song. It's not a cover of this song, but it's very clearly, now that I've seen Hedwig in the Angry Inch, I'm like, well, it's clearly an inspiration. It's one of those that starts and you're kind of like, oh, this is going to be a ballad, and then becomes this big epic thing, which is very cool.
And I meant to look this up. It is based on, I think, a Plato
Plato
writing.
Symposium. Yeah. Yeah, it's talking about like I don't know how it's presented in the movie. I don't know the Plato that well, but this like separation of an individual into two halves, and then like spending your life like trying to find that other half, which is a theme of the movie. Is she's like trying to find her other half in, in Tommy and Yitzhak, and then that's part of the catharsis of the ending is her saying, "No, I can make my complete self, and you should make your complete self." And then
division, I mean, I feel like is a theme. I mean, there's a division of Berlin itself is a theme of division, and then Hedwig gender persona is also, I feel like, a division.
We've got Sugar Daddy, which is jaunty little country song,
like that one.
That one's probably that's your comic relief song, I guess, if there is such a thing. It's a
car wash, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, that's where that bit comes in. She's doing her fringes over this old man's face in Kansas City.
They seem to be into it.
I do like the response of the crowd, because you have like she always has a handful of fans. It does kind of grow a little bit. Even
they have like foam versions, like the foam finger
hair.
but of her hair, with the big Farrah Fawcett wings, and it's charming as hell.
It's very charming, and
if you keep your eyes out, you can spot like, oh, that's the guy from the Menzies Fair.
yeah. But you've also got like regular restaurant patrons who are just trying to get to the fucking buffet that they're playing all around. I love this whole, as someone who's played in clubs to like no one, or to a bunch of people who are like not there for you. You just happen
to be in the establishment you're also playing.
And you get mad. And I've also been on the other end of that, where I'm like at a coffee shop and I'm like, Jesus Christ. Especially
the
here
amps start coming out and you're like, oh fuck.
Especially here in Nashville. They used to happen all the time at
Damon, we gotta get out of here.
You and I would go work at a coffee shop, and then whatever, like 4 p.m., 5 p.m. rolls around, and you'd see the guitars and the PA system come out. You're like, oh, Jesus. Okay, I guess it's time to go home. You could just
move tables. This is actually going to be the stage area.
Which I love. Like, on our side, you can see why the patrons are like, that's not why I'm here. But also, they were hired to be there. Like, it's really just a bad combination of things. But I feel like I missed a song, because there's also Angry Inch. So she tells the story of...
That one, I think, is maybe the next song. Because that's the one where there's a genuine fight, where a guy calls Hedwig a faggot, and then Yitzhak jumps to her defense, and the entire band like pours out on this guy. And even Phyllis Stein is fighting with one of the managers at Bilgewater.
I really like that. Like, I like that her band like has her back. Like, even though they fight, they're like, she's found all these like Eastern European band members. I don't know. It's something very funny about the whole situation.
She's holding all their passports. And I thought that was just a joke. I had forgotten that. No, that's a plot point, is that she's holding all their passports. And at one point she goes, "Look out, boys, immigration." And they all turn their heads suddenly. More funny in 2001, I guess.
Yeah. And holding their passports is super fucked. I like that they don't show. So this is the story where we tell her like tragic like botched transition surgery. So we got a lot of pathos, got a lot of like tragic underlying, but also like she is a deeply problematic character, like deeply troubled, deeply abusive to the people around her. And I like that it doesn't shy away from it. It's not trying to be like, I mean, she is our hero and that she's the focus of the story, but also it's like, she's an asshole. She is a bad person and is like eventually kind of learning it.
It does a good job of like showing what she has gone through in what may have made her into more of an asshole. But does not shy away from showing her being an asshole, not putting like, oh, but you gotta think about what she's done. Like, no, she's also like, she's just projecting out the trauma she's experienced onto everyone else around her.
Do you want to get into the sort of gender surgery part of it since we're on this song, or do you want to hold it? Because it's obviously a big part of this.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think this is worthy of a problematic corner. I think this is always, and I will, add the caveat that I am a sissy, CISSY.
Right.
So I don't know if it's my place, but I will say, one of the things that always a little bit rubbed me the wrong way, I think. I don't think I'm offended by it necessarily, but one thing that rubbed me the wrong way, even when I first started watching it in the 2000s, was like her transness seems to be like sort of a narrative device more than a genuine identity.
Yes.
I don't think they do anything truly offensive, but it always just seems like, oh, it's about division. So how else can we show how divided she is? Oh, we'll have this as well, where she sort of straddles the line between male and female. Narratively, it makes a lot of sense. And I do like there is a catharsis at the end of the movie when she does sort of shed the Hedwig persona, because that's something that was imposed upon her by her mother and Luther especially. And then the Tommyknosis stuff is also sort of maybe not imposed upon her in the same way, but something she's holding on to by choice. And she sort of lets go both of those go. And as a metaphor, I like it. As a visual metaphor, I like it. But there was always this little bit of like, her transness is an identity. It's not a story of a trans person. It's a story of a broken person who sort of straddles that line. And maybe there's, a trans listener who'll be like, shut up, Damon.
Yeah.
but there were always like a little bit of like, is this how I want to do this? How we want to do this?
When it's, she's, because it's a forced transition and because it's like, it also is, it's like representative only in a literal sense. And that she has gone through a transition surgery, but it's like she identifies, this was not her choice. This was not like her realizing a new identity. It was like her being forced into something for circumstances and then it also going awry. So it's like this thing that should be an affirming, literally, experience for someone being like a torture device or like a tragic thing for
literally
her.
Emotionally traumatic and then physically traumatic as well.
Which seems like a very cis way to look at it too, right? Like that sort of angle on it. And I think that, and again, we're a couple of sissies talking about that. And so, I don't know how serious that, but I think it's worth acknowledging though, that is like, it's cool that there's any sort of acknowledgement of this sort of experience, but it's also like, it's like, kind of. Kind of.
Right. And I think also in retrospect, in the modern context of looking back and watching her detransition at the end, a term I would only use now that I wouldn't have had in my quiver, back then, it also like makes me wince. Yeah, because that's... I really want to stress, like, this is not like, guys, I just want to warn you, if you guys are going to go out and watch Hedwig, I just got to warn you about... It's not that. It's just like, it's always something that's like gone against my grain. What?
I think
gone against my grain.
It's something where you got your grain here. You want to line those things up. You want to line the grains up.
Do not go against the grain. You want to go with the grain.
Whenever they talk about that, like cutting steak, I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Oh my God, the cutting.
What the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah, they're always like,
what does that mean?
To retain the juice, you want to cut against the grain
to make it tender,
more tender. Like, what are you talking about?
It's not tender? I know, like, people, chefs, all the chefs that are listening are like, you fucking idiots. Which is fair. But yeah, I think
it's, if you look at it, there's like, this part's, the grain's going this way, and then there's this little wing over here that's going this way. I'm like,
what are you supposed to do? What are you supposed to do? I think it's worth grappling with, though, it's sort of acknowledging, because it's like, hey, you brought it up,
hey, Hedwig, I'm just asking questions.
Well, and it's like, it's not clear and it's not explored really, like what Yitzhak's deal is. The character is played by a woman, but it's her husband, but we don't get a lot of that history. We don't really explore a lot of that relationship in its history. But it's like, is this part of Yitzhak's story, or is this like just happen to be played by a woman? Because it's like part, and also it kind of doesn't matter in some ways, but it is.
I think that it's implied that Yitzhak is trans and sort of being kept, presenting as a man by Hedwig, and strongly implied, that he either keeps it from Hedwig, but it sounds like he keeps it from Hedwig, but at the end of the movie, you realize like Hedwig's known the entire time and has just sort of kept it over his head. Right. And then at the end of the movie, Yitzhak is presenting as a woman and is fully sort of
actualized, I guess. Yeah,
actualized, a better word.
Wig in a Box. It's another song, and that's probably my favorite sequence. I think this might be my Sally Field Memorial Single Scene Award nominee. is the sort of music video for this one. So she's like in her trailer kind of thing, and then the band comes in and they the drummer's playing a little.
He's got a little toy
drum
drums
kit on it, strapped to him. Love that.
I second this as the Sally Field. This is probably my straight up favorite song. I have little gay boy, a virgin heart, has a thing for Origin of Love, which, I would have heard at the exact right time for it to be like tattooed in my brain. But Wig in the Box is like a song. I think it's on my running mix. It's just a lot of fun. I love that it starts out. I love that they're all on these toy pianos, or toy instruments. I love the way it's presented. It sort of bridges the gap between like Luther into the band coming together. It's sort of like a real quick, Cliff's Notes version of like, here they
the
all
whole
are.
story. Yeah.
It's great. And it's presented so well. It's all in this really packed, after Luther leaves her in their trailer under high tension wires, I might note. So well framed as well, just like that trailer and then that huge, high tension, is that what they're called? High tension wires? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Those big
like
ones where it's like, this is where the cancer babies start popping up.
Yeah. Then like the front of the trailer like pops down. It's like a stage.
Yeah. It's got all the footlights.
Really well done.
Absolutely amazing. And the band just sort of popping into the room. At first they're outside the trailer and then they slowly parade in. It's so well done. It's so charming.
Yeah. We have Wicked Little Town with her new band. So she pisses off her old band because she snaps at the guy. You don't put a bra in the dryer. She yells at the drummer and he cries.
It warps. That's how I learned that. That wasn't her new band. The Korean women?
That's what happens after she yells at them. At some point she ends up with a new band. I think we fast forward. I think that's a
flashback because Tommy Gnosis is watching that show.
Oh, you're right.
I think that's before.
You're right. My bad.
The Angry Inch really forms.
That's right.
Because I was confused because I always took the Wig in the Box as like, this is how the band formed. And then it goes over to the Korean women who are playing backup, who I was also charmed by. I was like, who are all these fucking awesome women?
Kwang Yi on the guitar. I love it. And she goes,
she keeps playing. She's like, that's enough, Kwang Yi.
Super good. Like, pretty good players too. They were a good band. I didn't love that song, but I liked the sequence. But
it is like the much more of the mellow song that you like. I think what you thought Origin of Love was going to be, that was this song. Yeah.
And then we get that's kind of where we get into the whole Tommy story, and then we find, which we've kind of been building up. I liked the tension of like waiting for that because it has a lot of weight to it.
Hovering over the whole movie, and then we finally. In fact, I was watching it with such a gap this time. Between the last time I watched it, when she starts talking about the son of a military GI, I was like, who's this now? And I was like, oh, this is Tommy.
Oh, yeah. Not Tommy Taint is one of the names that she suggested. She had a list for him. Tommy Taint. Very good.
Delightful.
When Hedwig finally has... Well, they get in like a car accident, and that's where it's a reveal that they do have a relationship, and that kind of like breaks the whole thing. And then we kind of fast forward to them, to like the band kind of having some notoriety and some like momentum, and they all seem very depressed and pissed off. Then we get Hedwig's Lament, which is the ballad that like turns into a punk song. I think it has a different name. It's like a very violent song. It kind of like weirds everybody out. They're like, oh, this is what this is.
And that's when she goes Peter Frampton and starts just smashing the amps and the guitars and everything. And then she has sort of like a détente with Tommy Gnosis with a version of Wicked Little Town again. A reprise, perhaps?
Yeah, we've skipped a few reprises.
and then we sort of, that's her letting him go. We also see in that earlier song, the Hedwig's Lament, she pulls off her wig and pulls out her corset and pulls out her tomatoes she was keeping as boobs.
So had a nice salad.
Delightful. And then we get to Midnight Radio, the last song.
Yes, yeah. Which Midnight Radio is not my favorite song, but it has a nice it's a nice catharsis, you know. I keep using that word, but it's I feel like it does what a finale needs to do.
Mm-hmm.
So
And Tyler, I think I was confused by it when I was younger, and Tyler was confused this watching. But I think that is supposed to be the same event.
Mhm.
She like when she gets up from the ground, like it's still
gets 'em
built
back.
Times Square, but it's also all white and everyone's dressed in white.
or it's like a dream sequence or something. It's not clear.
I mean, it's
like
very surreal, but
the whole movie is, so like it doesn't really matter. You know, that's the.
But Philistine is still wearing the same ugly vest. That's how I was able to clock. Like this is the same event.
This is the same one. Them's the songs.
Them's is the songs.
Do you want to talk about our characters? We
talked about Hedwig,
We
right?
talking about Hedwig. Just to acknowledge that John Cameron Mitchell, that was playing Hedwig, also wrote and directed this.
Yes, fantastic. And wrote the music with Stephen Trask, who plays one. I think the keyboardist and guitarist.
Is his name on the?
They did the music together. Stephen
Really,
Trask
like this is one of those things where it's like a magnum opus by a person, and you know, obviously other people involved too. But like, it's like this is your thing, and I think it is really impressive because the directing, like you could tell this is a show that was. It's not like they wrote this for the movie. It was like a fully formed idea that had been like workshopped and run different things, and like they kind of developed characters, and then they developed it even further for the movie, and then like really. I like that this, I haven't seen it live or anything like that, but like,
I would love to see. I feel regrettable that I have not seen the stage version.
Well, I feel like they did like an incredible job, especially for coming from, you could see how that could like, oh, we need an actual film director to do this or whatever, you know, instead of letting it be or he decided to let it be a low budget, you know, indie film kind of thing. And I think it's all the better for it. You can tell that it's like someone has, or some group of people has a very clear vision for this, for the characters, for the development, for the story. And I think like in each like little scene getting its sort of music video it just lets it breathe in a way that is amazing.
No, it is wonderful that it does feel like a vision, and it feels like they're making exactly what they want to make. It does feel like rough around the edges. Now, having watched it, I can say, yes, Andrea Martin is the biggest star in this movie.
She really is. Yeah.
And everyone else is, you know, I'm only mostly familiar with them because of this movie. Although I will say Miriam Shore, who plays Yitzhak.
Yeah.
I found out that she is...
I've seen her.
She was in Pluribus.
Oh.
I think she is the girlfriend who dies in Pluribus.
All right, hang on. I haven't seen that.
Oh.
All right. I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay. Well, it's a spoiler for the first episode. So.
God damn it.
Damn it.
I've definitely seen Michael Pitt, who plays Tommy Gnosis, in things before, but I don't know what.
I think he's been in a lot of things. I think of him in the American version of Funny Games, which is a thing that is only...
The Village is probably what I recognize him from.
Is he in The Village?
Yeah.
M. Night Shyamalan's The Village?
Yeah, that's the one.
Who does he play? The Village.
Jonathon.
He plays The Village.
He's the villager, the village boy. I don't know. Yeah, I would say that's the only, kind of recognize Miriam Shore. When I looked at the IMDb page, you can kind of see like, oh yeah, she's in stuff. You know, she's like in television programs. And I'm like, I don't know if I actually recognize her. She just has like a actress face. But do you want to talk about
he was also in what's his name? Michael Pitt was Mason Verger in the Hannibal TV show.
Oh, actually that might be what I recognize him from.
And he was pretty fucked up in that,
that
show.
We kind of touched on Yitzhak. I do kind of wish we had explored more of that history because I felt like we were getting a lot of like furtive glances and like angry, because there's not like, he doesn't talk. He barely says anything in his actual voice. You actually might hear him singing more than you actually hear him talking. It's kind of, he is the most prominent of the band members. Yes.
He's the only band member that I think you get a clear name associated with the person. All the other guys, I don't think you ever hear their names, which is why Stephen Trask's character name is listed as...
Yeah, SKSZP.
But yeah, there is, it's a lot more implications than actual like dialogue about, and maybe that speaks droves as well about the fact that they are not addressing their problems. It's all implied and sort of, unhealthy lack of communication. I don't know if I want more though. I feel like I understand what their problems are. I feel like, I mean, imagine being the husband, being Yitzhak, following your wife's ex-boyfriend around like in a spiteful low rent shadow tour,
living your life on jilt, like I don't know if that's
living
a noun,
your life on Tommy Nosis's schedule.
That's a fair point, but I guess it's just like it's kind of like and this is something that can speak to like the like straight cis from the Midwest experience too, of like, why is that a woman? You know what I mean? Like you're kind of confused. And I think this is a great thing that like, I can only speak for myself here. Like where you experience, you're like, why does it matter to you so much? Is a great example. Cause you can see why it's confusing if you're like, don't understand what's going on, but it also makes you sort of reckon with it, which I think is healthy to be like, why does it matter? Because are you worried about why you should or shouldn't be like charmed or attracted or entertained by this? Like maybe that's something you need to deal with, DJ, not that the movie needs to present in a way that's comfortable for you. And I think that's a big like gender identity. This is this whole thing that like we're in the throes of right now too, which I hopefully comes out in a good way eventually, where we kind of reckon
we're all going to the pronoun mines to suffer until we
Jesus die. Like I don't use pronouns. I'm sorry, who doesn't use pronouns? Like, it's just like,
I will say, I mean, I think the fact that there isn't a lot of dialogue between them, I think casting Miriam as Yitzhak sort of drives home exactly, without having to, I think it makes it clear to the audience what's going on here. Here is a woman dressed as a man who wants to, present as a woman. I feel like it sort of is like transness 101. Like you're experiencing someone in their egg form, waiting to finally let someone come out, and wait, in this case, waiting for Hedwig to say, you can come out. And so I think while it is kind of like, it's so obvious that it's a woman, that I feel like when she finally actualizes at the end, it's like, thank God, like there's this tension released upon just, even if it's for a split second, you see her as she has imagined herself, as she sees herself. And I feel like it's just a really clear way of like, this is it. This is what it's about. This is what trans people describe.
Yeah,
and you're seeing it in a very literal fashion.
See, I feel like this is exactly why it's important to discuss these things openly, because I read that as she wants to be the star. You know what I mean? And so, which I think is probably true too. Like, I think both of these things can be true.
No, I
but
think
like,
she does have an urge to be in the spotlight. I think she loves Rent. It's the only fault I can put on her. And I think she yearns for that spotlight as well. Yeah. But I think she also is a woman.
I think that what you're saying is the deeper meaning. What I'm saying is the shallower, which sounds about right for me watching a movie, is being like, she wants to sing more.
Well, Hedwig is controlling her career.
Yes.
And her persona.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that is what Hedwig learned from her past. I think that's like the main theme that I always take from this, is like what Hedwig learned from her past relationships, because she got screwed over by them, is like, I need to have complete control over any relationship I get into.
Yeah.
And if anyone tries to take that from me, I will personally destroy them, like she does with Yitzhak when she tears up his passport. I think that her takeaway isn't like, I was dealt a bad hand and that sucks. Her takeaway is, Luther had control over me, and I thought I had control over Tommy, but it turns out he had control over me. Yeah. So what I need to do is absolutely dominate the next person I'm with.
Right. Hurt people is what you're saying.
Yeah. And who said that? Hedwig.
Hedwig in the Anchorage. Hedwig has a lot of good lines in this.
Oh my God. I don't even think I appreciated some of them when I was younger. Go on.
She has the like drag queen patter down, I feel like.
She's got the banter. She'd be a great MC on the Thursday nights when it's slow.
When it's slow. I was in my late 20s. So that's good.
What kind of unfortunate animal had to die so you could wear something like that? My Aunt Trudy, I replied, just walked away. And then she turns and the fur coat she's wearing is splattered with red paint.
Very good. Do you want to say the one that I got wrong when we were texting? Because I thought, when she's telling the story at the Mincy's little fair thing, she says...
I can't even remember if I can get it right. I hold on.
I think you were right. It's because she's talking philosophy and she said, you can't always get what you want, which I really like. I thought she said, you can't always get what you want, which is also funny. But it's very good. The car wash bit we mentioned.
It's a car wash, ladies and gentlemen. Tony, she was talking about all her inspirations when she was listening to Armed Forces Radio in East Germany. And she says Tony Tennille, Debbie Boone, Anne Murray, who was actually Canadian working in the American idiom. And then she lists Lou Reed and Iggy Pop and David Bowie, who was actually an idiom working in the American, working as an American. It's charming.
It's very good. Something I missed before, we were talking about Wig in the Box. This is not another banter line, but it's more just the production of it. They do a full sing-along karaoke, Follow the Bouncing Ball, which is very good.
The Bouncing Wig.
Bouncing Wig.
Bouncing Wig, mama. This isn't a line, but I really like early in, I think it's the first Bilgewater show where she's having banter. I think that same one where she's wearing a fur coat. And the reveal that Tommy is playing next door and she just opens the door to the alley and there's just a huge white
middle
light
of the day.
It's just the loudest concert in the world.
Yeah.
But it's such a great stage reveal. I'm sure that is pulled directly from the stage play. But just a great moment.
Yeah, it's such a well thought out narrative too, this whole concept too, but they use it to breadcrumb her story. It's very good. It's a good narrative, guys.
Oh, also the one where she's playing with the earlier band with the Korean women. She's talking about that she wrote this one song, but it's supposed to be sung by a man, and she says, "We're talking to Phil Collins people, but aren't we all?"
I guess. It's very good. I am done with my things. What else you got?
Well, I have a question for you. Who is the hottest inch?
Ooh.
While watching this, I was reminded, someone tweeted about Steven Spielberg's West Side Story remake, where they said, every time you think you found the hottest jet, there's another one.
There's another hot jet.
And I felt that way about the inches, as I'll call them. Each time I was like, that's the hottest one. I'm like, but that one's a cutie patootie.
That one's a cutie. Is it, can I pick Tommy? He's not
Tommy
an inch.
Gnosis? The villain of the story?
I mean, if I'm just picking hotties. If it has to be an inch, then I
He was wearing
guess.
some low-rise pants in that final
He's pretty
song.
shredded in that
I was like,
final.
hey, dude. And he has a panther tattoo, and I was like, there's something here with panther no pants, but I'll get back to you.
Panther no pants. I'm going with women.
Stephen Trask was a hottie boom body. There's that laundry scene where I find, as a young man, I learned that you shouldn't put bras in the dryer. It warps.
It warps.
Stephen Trask is he's finally out of furs, and they're all it's a very band on tour thing where they're just standing basically in their underwear, cleaning all their clothes at the laundromat. And Stephen Trask is there, and he's Dorito back, and he turns absolute knitted chest. Delightful. Then there's the Frank Zappa drummer. Don't sleep on him.
Yeah.
Hottie boom body. And I'll be honest, little orange hair who was playing the other thing with the neck. I didn't see what it was like.
Bass or guitar?
There's 6 guitars in this.
Yeah, there's a lot of guitars and.
He was a cutie patootie as well.
Yeah, it's a good looking band.
Hot inches, I always say. Don't look up hot inches, everyone, unless you want to. But open an incognito window first. You're gonna
get that VPN cooking. Good call. Do you have a Catherine O'Hara award, an MVP award?
I'm not going to give her the Catherine O'Hara, but I do want to give an honorable mention to Andrea Martin.
Yes.
She is a delight.
I like her.
She is really going to task for this band, calling every Bilgewater's in America to see if they will let the Angry Inch play. Even during I think it's during Sugar Daddy, she's really trying to work the crowd, like really trying to get them to clap along to the song. It's so charming. I love Andrea Martin. I have an Andrea Martin story. Two things, actually.
Please.
I have recently discovered that Andrea Martin is Martin Short's sister-in-law.
Oh.
She married
That's why she's her
Martin
last name's
Short's
Martin.
late wife's brother is Andrea Martin's husband. I think I have that right.
Okay.
Here's the other thing. I went to see Oh Mary on Broadway with Cola Scola. And Tyler went to the bathroom before the play began. And he came back hurriedly and he said, Andrea Martin is here. And I said, where? And lo and behold, we watched her go in. She's very short, as you might imagine.
Yeah.
She was near the front, but I had a straight eye line to her. I'd be like, Cole, Andrea. Cole, Andrea. When Cole said something funny, right back to Andrea to see if she was laughing.
Did you think that was funny?
Andrea?
Andrea?
And then while we were filing out, Andrea Martin was filing up the aisle.
Full eye contact?
Full eye contact. And I smiled.
And
she smiled back.
Oh.
But she could have been smiling at anyone. She may not have even been looking at me.
Yeah. Fun other old Mary fact. John Cameron Mitchell did a stint as Mary.
Oh, yeah. That's right.
Yeah. From a 12-week engagement. From February 3rd to... That was just now. Like, he just finished.
Yeah. I follow the whole play on... It's the only play I follow on Instagram, and I'm constantly getting informed who's Mary for the next 3 weeks. Currently, Maya Rudolph. If you want to place this recording in a space and time.
How many people... If you figure it out, we'll give you a free...
You can figure out the exact day we recorded this.
Yeah. I don't know.
DJ,
we don't have
mention
any merch.
the average price of gas in America.
He was mentioned the baseball game that was played on... Anyway. Shall we go to a verdict?
What else do I... Wait, we need a Catherine O'Hara.
We need a Catherine O'Hara.
There's part of me that just wants to give it to John Cameron Mitchell.
I know. It's like, are we allowed to do that? He's the star and the writer and the director.
I know. It's not like he's like... but, you know, Michael Jordan was the MVP.
Yeah.
Right?
I don't really think there's anyone else. Andrea Martin, honorable mention, but I don't really think there's anybody else to consider as far as like this movie. So let's do it.
It's the only thing to do.
We do literally make the rules of this. So
yeah, it's not like there's like a board that has to approve the Catherine O'Hara award.
What's that? Oh, there is. We're both fired.
We've got investors and they need to make money. If we're not naming the right Catherine O'Haras, we'll be shot out of here as hosts and they'll bring in 2 venture capitalists to host this show. And you don't want that. You don't want that.
Let me ask you a question.
Yes.
Do you think AI could do this show? And would anybody notice at this point?
I don't want to answer that question. I think people would start to realize that we are much more enthusiastic than we should be on an AI version of this show.
Yeah, they never sometimes phoning it in.
I was watching something. It was like for a supplement, and it was just like, I know exactly why it was served to me. It was a good-looking thin man, and I was like, he seems excited. He's gesticulating a lot, but his face is always straight on.
About B12.
Exactly. You've got to be taking these supplements. And I was like, something's off. This is AI.
Don't like that. Well, now he's got 9
And when I said it, it disappeared. It's like Rumpelstiltskin type deal.
Let's go to the verdict.
Okay.
Take a cool animated transition to the verdict. Sorry, that was terrible.
I'm your 6th guitarist.
Thank you. Well, I'm going to go first, Damon.
Please, as a straight white man, why shouldn't you? Happy Pride.
Out of my way, everyone. Happy Pride. Your Child's not an idiot. This was great. I liked this I was hoping to like this. I liked this, I think, even more than that.
I'm so happy to hear that.
Yes.
That warms my heart almost as much, maybe more than the fact that you liked She-Devil, which was a real gamble on my part.
I would like to listen to this soundtrack again, which I think is the highest praise for me for a musical, because I think while I do like musicals, they have to be bangers and bops. And I feel like
Bees and bees.
Sometimes I like bees and bees, which I got them all over this musical, if you know what I'm saying.
I do.
I think it's a really interesting story. I think there's like a little bit of like, is this an actually trans representation? I think that it's not for me to decide, but maybe not. But also, I think it's a compelling use of the story. I feel like there's really interesting character development. I like that, like we mentioned, that we don't shy away from that our main character being not always a hero, and sort of still deserving to find love and realization, or actualization and happiness, as well as the other characters, and also acknowledging his toxicity or her toxicity. I think that it's a really well directed and written. It's like a really tightly told story, and I think it's just great. I really liked it. I think it's maybe sadder than I would have liked, just tone wise. I think that's like mostly sad with some comedic elements, as opposed to
Put
maybe
that
the
on
opposite.
my tombstone.
Yeah. I guess if I had to, put some criticism out there, I guess for my mood, I would prefer the opposite, where it's mostly comedic with some sad elements. But I think that that's just being picky about things I don't need to be picky about. What did you think, Damon?
I also loved it. I think I loved it even more watching it as an old man than I when I was in my ute.
Ute.
It was a lot funnier than I remembered it being. The songs are bits and bobs, or whatever the hell you said. Balls and baps.
Yep.
Bandings.
Nope. Keep going for it. You got it. You got this.
Bangers and bops.
No one tell him. Yeah.
No one help her. Yeah, they're all bangers and bops. I do have this soundtrack. In fact, there was a for charity cover album of this,
Wake in a Box.
Which first off, pour one out for albums of covers. I miss them as a concept. Maybe they're around on Spotify.
Yeah.
But I remember when I was a kid, there was like all these 90s alt bands just covering Carpenter's songs. And I was like, this is so much fun. There was an album I stumbled upon on Spotify where it's just like cool alternative bands covering songs from the Muppets for charity.
Excellent.
It's just fun. We're just having fun. But this one was really stacked. Yoko Ono did a version of Hedwig's Lament. I think, who's that band that Portlandia's in? What's her band?
I know it's Sleater-Kinney.
Yeah, with Fred Schneider did, I think, Angry Inch. So you hear Fred Schneider from the B-52s going, I was an angry inch! And what's his name from the Pixies? I think he does Sugar Daddy? Frank Black, is that his name?
Black Francis.
Black Francis.
We got Rufus Wainwright doing Origin of Love.
Your
favorite.
Love. The Bends.
The origin is here. He sings like
Bob Dylan.
He sings like
you have to do
Zoidberg.
actually a gay voice. If Bob Dylan was gay, you have to do it, and it makes you sound homophobic, but it's more accurate.
I just realized that Rufus Wainwright is doing Zoidberg the whole time. The origin of love is here, maybe.
And Zoidberg, maybe.
Maybe. Polyphonic Spree, you remember them, everybody?
Oh, what do they do? They do Wig in a Box.
Yeah, they do Wig in a Box. We've got a few different covers of Wig in a Box on this. The Bends.
And then I think there was the Bends. Yeah, Ben Folds, Ben Queller, and Ben other one.
Retcher?
Ben Lee. Doing Wicked Little Town.
Cyndi Lauper doing Midnight Radio.
Cyndi Lauper does Midnight Radio. She does a really good version because she's...
Yoko Ono and Yola Tango did Wicked. Or Hedwig.
I do want to say one other thing, because you mentioned Cyndi Lauper. I also have a Cyndi Lauper story.
You've just
out
been
to
waiting
dinner.
for this to come out.
Apparently, we're mentioning every celebrity I've ever just vaguely encountered.
Maybe made eye contact with.
I was out to dinner with my lover and my friend Adam, and they were talking about something, probably Taylor Swift. And I was facing out Golden Girls style. We're 3 people at a table, so there's no one on the other side.
Don't want to break the fourth wall.
And there is Cyndi Lauper with a gaggle of gays just having dinner. And of course, it's Cyndi Lauper, because there's not many 62-year-olds who have just like shock pink hair.
Just jangling.
And I was like
earrings.
trying to get these 2 guys' attention, the 2 guys I'm sitting with.
Shut the fuck up.
I'm like, shut the fuck up. There's an icon over there.
Yeah.
And they're like, I think that it's interesting that Joe Alwyn. And then the Cyndi Lauper left with her gaggle. They just ascended corporally into heaven. And I was like, that was Cyndi Lauper. And they were like, where? And I'm like,
where?
Fuck you.
Sorry, you were in the middle of your verdict. I'm so sorry I derailed you. Do you have anything?
Oh, yeah, sorry. Delightful. It's just a fun movie. Bangers and bops all the way.
Yeah.
I like that it's sad with comedic elements.
Yeah.
The comedic elements were funnier than I remember them being when I was a youth. It's just really fucking good. I left with a spring in my step at the end of this movie, and that's hard to do.
It is.
Because I'm getting old.
Especially
my
at our
knees ain't
age.
what they used to be.
Yeah. My ankles don't spring the way they used to. What do you think, everyone? Email us, yourinnerchildsandtheIdiot@gmail.com. You can text us or leave us a voicemail, 615-576-0525. All
right. Ooh, I just remembered one other thing before we get to our beloved patrons.
Mm-hmm.
The scene where she's tearing up Yitzhak's passport.
Yeah.
All in front of the pizza guy.
Just waiting.
Who's just waiting, standing there behind Hedwig while we have like the dramatic apotheosis of this movie. The pizza guy, name tag, Brian, just standing there waiting to be paid. Delightful.
That little element, and also when they're playing Menzies Fest or whatever on stage 9.
And she just sits down on the edge of the stage and she's like, come here. I don't need to have the microphone. It's one person.
But they also they have like plastic over their guitars because it's raining. So good. It's very good.
Oh, delightful.
I want to thank our beloved patrons, including Lindsay, Halik,
the Elusive fam Gromkin,
dramatically placed hot dog,
the Zesty,
Beth Chamont,
Josh Frigo,
Zachary Hartley,
Captain Jean-Luc Picard,
Jeremy T. Powlen,
Shade on the Cartouche,
T. Smith,
Hizoner, the mayor,
Karen Curd,
yes, Dr. Malcolm's Heaving Bosom,
Particle Man. They Might Be Giants are also on the Wig in a Box album.
This is a good album.
It is.
The supreme ruler of this podcast,
Jackson.
Tommy Boy is my favorite movie.
Travis Vance. I didn't know that. Travis Vance.
Just a little bit of trivia about me. The Hands of Fate.
Lindsay, Nell.
Caroline Amberson.
Larissa, Maestro.
Little Miss Chicken Nugget.
Stu-StusStuartJ. Speaking of Phil Collins.
Yeah, it had the cadence of a joke.
Holiday classic. Jingle All the Way. I can't do
Bill
it.
Haynes.
Bill Haynes. Jonathan Day.
And Tippi von Cheaterly.
Thank you all very, very much. If you want to support like them, patreon.com/yourinnerchildsandIdiot, or you can buy our album of covers.
Yes.
Of Hedwig and the Angry Inch.
Now, to be clear, they are covers of all of the sheets and blankets you see in the movie.
What else?
We could not get the licensing rights.
No, we could not get the rights, nor the talent to cover these songs.
Sorry.
Sorry. So sorry.
My apologies.
Excuse me. I'm just going to sneak out real quick.